install community version of Databricks. So community version in the sense it is like by default it says like you don't have the all end-to-end features of Databricks. It just gives you the sufficient things to understand the UI, and it just gives the feel of how to use a cluster, how it works in Databricks and all those stuff. But that is sufficient enough for a person as a fresher or someone who is starting with Databricks and all. This is a good place to start. So let's just take this. So let's take this option here. Let's take a dummy name, something like that. User one. So let me take Databricks demo. Let me give some mail ID. So let me copy this mail ID. This is one of a mail ID that I have. So let me give some name. Anything. These all are just for not an. It's optional. Like you just give it and just fill it off and go ahead. So what do you want to do? It's also an option stuff. So we are not doing anything here. Just continue. You don't need to select any of this. Just click on Get Started with Community Edition. Now we have a capture kind of stuff. Just start that. So let's okay. Once that is done, it should be starting. So now you should have received a mail from Databricks stating that you have tried to create an account in Community Ocean. So we can just go click here. And now you need to create a password. You can create any password of your choice. Please make sure that you note it somewhere, or you should be remembering the same. So it would be asking you each and every time when you're trying to log in back. So let me type mine. So now you have all this dashboard. Now you have successfully logged in. So you have so I'll just give a brief walkthrough to this. So Workspace, here is where you'll find all the notebooks, or if you have some kind of files. Shared means for community version, it doesn't make much of a sense. Shared means when it comes to enterprise level Databricks account, if you have something to be shared with your colleagues that those other people also can access, can come under the shared ones. And under user, if you go, if you are in your community version, you'll find only your user here. If you have other like a enterprise level, a paid version, a premium version, you'll be having all these users, that is all your colleagues, to be listed here. So you can create notebooks very similar to your Jupyter notebooks, ML flow experiments, and all those things here. So you can just go here and name something my notebook one, and you can start coding here. In case if you want to import, if you have some kind of notebook that should be imported, means you can go to the file and you can import the statement, import the particular file. So let me just give you a example. I have a DBC file, something like this. If I open this, you can even import Jupyter notebooks here. You can import this and you'll be able to see the notebook here. So that is because we didn't start a cluster. So the cluster is nothing but the cluster is a virtual machine. In the unpaid version of Databricks, you get a free demo cluster, which is kind of a single node. Single node in the sense it will only have one machine. When you have paid versions, you'll have kind of very like you'll have quite a lot of options that can help you to create a machine that will help the workload that you are supposed to expect. Here you have single node, there you will have multi-node. You'll be able to find a different type of machines. You can do something which is called as auto scaling, that is to make the machine to work flexible with depends upon the load. It increases and decreases the number of workers and all those things. So here it is basics. Let's start with this. Let's create a compute. So this is a cluster. It will take some time to start. It may take like 1 to 2 minutes. So by the time, let us go through the other things here. So yeah, you have the notebook here. I just imported the notebook now. Just before creating the cluster, you have the notebook here. You can start working. So I will show you something which is called as magic commands. You can see a percentage Scala here. This is actually a Python notebook. In Databricks, you can use these 4 languages: SQL, Python, Scala, and R. In case if you have a Python notebook already, you're writing code in Python. In between, if for something you need Scala, you have something called as magic commands. For this, if I want to add a SQL command, you can just put SQL. From there, this particular section will accept SQL codes. So we can just try to select start from some table. So we don't have any table here because we just created this particular database account. So and we don't have a cluster, which is we have a cluster which is yet to start. So this is starting. And like if you walk through, like if you want to find all the recent notebooks which you have worked on, you can find here. Not only notebooks, you can see the recent compute you have used and all the stuff which you have recently accessed. And if you want to search something, you can go here and search inside the workspace. Catalog is nothing but that is the set of database. Database have something called as Unity catalog, which is kind of a database managed and a database which is managed under catalog, a managed catalog. So those are advanced informations. We no need to get into that in the stage itself. And workflows, we don't have access to workflows here in the community version. Workflows are nothing but jobs, workflows, which helps you to run notebooks or jars or any kind of code in a particular scheduled time or on a continuous time or something like that. So it works on a predefined definition. And computers where you'll create all this virtual machines or clusters. That's it. Let's wait for the cluster to start. So here we can run this for an example, one set of code once the cluster starts. Looks like the cluster is started. So let's run one query. So running one query. So let's start with this. This is nothing but a query which gets a list. list which is having a set of numbers, which will create a RDD, and later we apply a lambda function on RDD, which doubles the doubles number, and just prints that in the form of a list again. So for example, the cluster is started, and let's start run this. So you have two options to run this. You can either go, so I'll let it run. I'll show that option won't be there when I have clicked. You can either press command plus enter, sorry, command plus return in Mac, or control enter in your Windows, or you can press this play button to run as well. You also have further options, like you can have option to run all, so you can go to the last one, so you can clear all this stuff. All these things related to the cluster is available here. You can restart the computer either from here or from here, detach and reattach. That means you'll lose all those things you have used till time, and you'll be starting a fresh start rather than restarting a cluster. So all the stuff. So this is how we create a basic community version of Databricks.